Hi friends, welcome. So today we're going to have a Heartfelt Friday and we're going to make a very pretty Valentine card. So today's project does use all original products. I'm not using any of the digitals today. I was just wanting to get my hands on making flowers and kind of doing things the original way. So let's go ahead and switch our camera and take a look at it. All right, so here is my Valentine card that I made, and I just wanted this beautiful heart to kind of be sitting in a, beautiful pink flowers. So that was just kind of my idea today, and I thought I would stamp Happy Valentine's Day on the inside. So the products I'm using, this beautiful little spray piece back here is this, and I think this came out... I don't remember the name of it. I don't have the packaging anymore, but this is what it looks like. And I think it was released when they had the Love kind of paper pad and stuff like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. So if anybody knows the exact name of that one, do pop it there in the comments. That would be great. But that's what it looks like. So I am using that one. And I'm using the decorative heart die, which was kind of released there towards the end of Heartfelt Creation, but specifically I'm using this one and this one. All of my flowers today are my brain is just going blank. It's the wild rose, so I'm using the 3 that you have to do this one twice in order to get the 2 layers for the large one, and when you do it twice you end up with 3 flowers, 1 of these and 2 of the small ones. Then I did stamp a few of these as well. For my leaves, these are from the classic and blushing rose. I'm using these 2 leaves. So any of the leaves from like the leafy accents, those would work as well. I just happen to have had the blushing rose and classic rose container out, so I just grabbed these leaves, but any of those would work. And I am using 1 die from the borders and accents that came out towards the end as well, and that's this one right here. But any pretty border piece would work. And I will be using the flower molds, but I'm going to be shaping it by hand to do my leaves. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now this is going to be a 5x7 card. I have cut myself a piece of green, just a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around, so I have a nice white edge. And for my colors today, I'm using the English Ivy, the Vivid Chartreuse, the Vibrant Fuchsia, and the Lighthouse. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and just go around the edges here of my paper. I'll put my glasses on real quick. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. After making Christmas cards and everything, I always enjoy switching to Valentine's Day. I like to send some cards for Valentine's, so it's fun to switch gears to a different holiday. There we go. All right, and I've also cut a piece of a solid green, and it's just from the other side of this piece. And let me measure that for you. It really doesn't have to be exact. I just made it 2 tones. So this is 3 by 4 3/4. I'm just going to run some ink along the edge of that as well. You know me, I don't like to have those white edges. All right, so I cut a piece of silver paper to 4 3/4, and I did my decorative border across the top, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue this right on top there so that I have a nice decorative edge. Oops. There we go. And I'm just going to add this piece and layer it onto my background. And I don't know, I guess I was kind of going for this being maybe the garden or, you know, in a trellis or something. I'm not sure what I was going for, but I liked that kind of two-tone background there. So, okay, on our decorative piece here, I have die cut the base twice, once out of hot pink and once out of white, and I'm going to go ahead and layer those up. And this is just, the white piece is just so it gives it a little more stability, and also so the back of the card doesn't show the printing on the back side of the paper. I'll show you what I mean here in just a moment. Put my fingers in the glue. This is going to be attached and it's going to hang off a little bit. And if I didn't have that white piece from the other side, you would see the writing on the other side of the paper. So that's why I have the white piece on the back. Now we're just going to add the pretty decorative piece there. I wish I could remember the name of this. I probably could have looked it up. I didn't even know where to kind of go to look it up. But it's an older one, but I think it's really pretty. And I like pulling out and using some of those older pieces. Okay. Oops. There we go. I'm just going to grab a wet wipe real quickly and wipe that off a little bit because I did get glue all over. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto my paper, get our background all ready, and then we're going to start making some flowers. Seems like it's been a while since I've just had fun making flowers. And that's what I was in the mood to do today. All right, now this I will add a piece of foam on the back and I will position that about right there. So we'll wait till we get our flowers made to put that all together. And same with our heart pieces over here. We're going to wait till we get our flowers made before we do that. Okay. So I have gone ahead and stamped some out. This is stamped in the Vibrant Fuchsia, but I also stamped half of my flowers in the Lighthouse. And color these up. I started with the Lighthouse, even on the ones that I stamped in the Fuchsia. And I'm going to put a nice dark center and kind of pull it out just a little bit. So that is the center of my flower. And I did the same things on the ones that are stamped in the Lighthouse. But now I'm going to take the fuchsia and I'm just going to lightly color the petals. Not pressing hard, I'm just lightly. So that's all I did. And now I will go ahead and die cut those. So with the ones that are stamped in the Vibrant Fuchsia, I did the centers in the Lighthouse and then lightly rubbed over the petals with the Vibrant Fuchsia. The only thing different I did for the ones stamped in the Lighthouse, I did the center in the Lighthouse, but then I used the Lighthouse to lightly go over the petals. So I wanted them to not be the exact same color. I wanted them to complement but be a little different. All right, now for my leaves, I'm going to use a triangle dauber, and I'm just going to put a dollop of the chartreuse green and then rub over the swirlies. Now I'll come back with my English ivy and just kind of rub over the swirlies, especially right there in the center, kind of at the base of the leaves. Give it some darkness there. But that is all I did. And then I went ahead and die cut them all. So here they are die cut. And we're going to go ahead and do the tips of all of these. I didn't do that in advance, so we're just going to do that together. It's Let's go ahead and do the leaf first. I'm going to come back with the English ivy here, and I'm just going to give a nice healthy bit of dark on the tips and bases of each of those leaves. But I'm purposely leaving a little bit of white on each of the leaves as well. Am I in the camera? I sometimes get off to the side, sorry. There we go. All right, so that's about it. That looks good to me. All right, let's do the lighthouse ones first. And I'm just going to put a healthy tip on each one, like a nice dark tip. So that's how we're going to finish off each of these. So do tell me, have you started making Valentines, and do you like to send Valentines? I like to send Valentines to just family members that live further away and I don't get to see. Believe it or not, I'm not very good at sending Christmas cards. I'm always so busy making them that I don't get to send a lot. And most of the ones I make, my mom and my sister mail out. But the Valentines, things have slowed down a little bit, and I'm a little better at getting those in the mail. So, and I don't think my mom and my sister really send too many Valentines. Probably because they just sent Christmas cards. So it works out well. There we go. I hope you're all staying warm wherever you are. It's even cold here in Texas right now. And I hear that, I'm not complaining because I hear in the rest of the country it's way colder than here, but it is chilly here as well. Okay, let's go ahead and do the Vibrant Fuchsia ones. We're going to do the tips on those in the Vibrant Fuchsia. So a couple different people have started Facebook groups for people that still want to share their heartfelt creation projects. And I encourage you to go and seek one of those. And, you know, I think anybody can join if you make heartfelt projects and you can share them there. Heartfelt Creation has closed down their Facebook page. So a lot of the people that often posted on the official Heartfelt page have now switched over to some of these other groups, and I will try to remember at the end of the video to pull that up on my phone and kind of tell you the exact name of it so that you can search for it and join us. We would love to have you join us there on Facebook. I am not a what do they call it, like the facilitator or anything like that. I'm just another member of the group, but I post there. I post when I have a video, I link it there. So that is a nice resource if you still want to share what you make out of your heartfelt products. So, all right, we have that done. Let's go ahead and mold these. My mold here. And hopefully we can get these through in one pass. It might take two. And I am doubling them up. I think we'll have to do it twice, once for the pink ones and once for the lighthouse ones. Oops. There we go. And let's see here. This way. Nope. Ah, there it is. This way. All right. Might be able to do this one. I had that one little pair. There it is. All right. just spritz them with water. And all right, I hear my husband coming up, and he does not know that I'm recording, so he might come in here. And I apologize if he does, but that's okay. All right. He might have heard me talking. I am recording, honey. I'm recording. Just lay it down. All right, so here. Oh, I just love the molds. I'm so glad they made these before they decided to close up shop. All right. I don't know why I have a hard time finding the right direction with that one. There's one petal that's got like a little notch in it, and that's usually where I look to find where to place it. There we go. And I'll do this one. Nope. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spritz those with water. And we'll run this through one more time. You guys can't see that, but I just got my hair closed up in the Cuttlebug. All right. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, and I have a double stack of mats. If you don't have a double stack, you can always fold one over. That works just fine. Going to grab, whoops, not that one, my stylus, and we're just going to go ahead and shape these leaves. So I'm going to use a smaller end to kind of put a vein in the center of all my leaves, and then I'll use this bigger one just to kind of give them some curl. Then I'm going to turn it over, and just on some of the curly cues, press down. And there we go. Our leaves are all shaped and ready to go. I'll pull out my mat here because I am going to be using my hot gun today, or my glue gun. Yeah, there we go. Give that a second to get hot. And one thing I'm going to do real quick is come back with my stylus, and on the center of some of these, I'm just going to press down. Do that real quick while our glue gun gets hot. It just makes those petals pop up. The one that I'm going to put on the top, I press on a little bit harder so that it pops up a little more. And then the one on the bottom, not as much. Now I'm probably making more flowers than I need, but I often do that because I like to have a few left over. That way for every project I don't have to make the flowers. I can always go to my little bags of flowers and choose some for projects. So you'll see these show up on other projects here probably, because I do have more than I need. Okay, so now we're just going to layer all these up. And I think I don't want my glue gun to run out, so I'm going to use wet glue to kind of put these all together, and then we'll hot glue them in a moment. Turned my glue on a little too soon. There we go. I'll go ahead and turn it off. Okay. As my pen has gotten older, if I leave it turned on, it starts to just leak out the tip and it wastes my... It never did that in the beginning, but I've noticed it started doing that. But I do love my Bosch glue pen. They're kind of pricey, but I find I like it better than the guns. It comes with this little mat, which I like as well. And on these, I am layering up like size with like size. There we go. All right. Now before I go any further, I am going to go ahead and add my crystal lacquer and my glitter to all of these flowers. So I really did turn that on too soon. I was getting ahead of myself. All right, so for my crystal lacquer, I've got my block. I've got my paintbrush over here. Actually, that is not the one I like to use. I think I have it in the water. Hold on. There we go. I've got a little cup of water here that I keep this brush in. And let's see here. Yeah. We will use this one right here. I'll go ahead and dry that off. Okay. I'm about ready to have to open another crystal lacquer bottle. This one's running out. I almost always have to put a pin in there to open it up. Yeah. There it goes. Okay. Well, that's being cantankerous. Let's see here. There it goes. I'm going to try to get that off my fingers. After I work with crystal lacquer, my fingers will stick to everything. So, all right. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers here to get a hold of the petal. And I like to hold it underneath another petal. And I'm just going to brush all the petals with my crystal lacquer. Then I'll take my glitter here, and there we go. So pretty. That really adds to the Valentine feel, I think. And I'm going to do that to all of my flowers before I add the stamens. Whoops. They come out so pretty. I love these colors with this white glitter. And I think this glitter is called something. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm sorry, but it's such a pretty glitter. Power Outage. That's what it's called. Power Outage. And I love the way it looks. It's a little bit chunkier. You can really see those big chunky pieces. It really, I love it. I had to order a package of pearls the other day, and I found them online, but they were so expensive. I think I ended up paying like $59 for a package of, like, I think it was 12 different colors of pearls. But I do think it's the same brand of pearls that Heartfelt always carried, so I was happy that I was able to get some. When I went to Heartfelt to get them, they were already sold out there, you know, because they were going to continue carrying them with the digital products. And then when they said they were closing for good with not digital either, the pearls sold out really quickly. I didn't get any. You guys beat me to it. All right. I may have to find a way to go live because I do miss being able to talk with you while I craft. You know, recording it is fine, but I miss talking to you live while I'm crafting. So go ahead and clean that off. Clean off my fingers a bit. So while these are drying, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to clean up my tweezers real quick. All right, while those dry a little bit, pop that in the water. We're going to work on our heart. So when you die cut the decorative piece heart, it cuts it out, but it doesn't cut out the outline. It only cuts out the middle. So when you die cut the other piece, you get this. And I did do it twice, and I'm going to go ahead and layer that up. Okay. If you're hearing a slight sound there, it's because I'm getting a phone call from my mother-in-law and it's buzzing over here, so I'll call her back after my video. So, to do this next piece, I'm just going to take my little scissors and I'm going to trim around this beautiful piece. And you can kind of see the outline where the dye makes an impression in the silver. And I'm just cutting right along that edge that the dye makes. Now right up here at the top, you have to kind of go your own way and make a edge. But then you get right back to where the dye makes a line. I wish they had made a piece that cut this heart out, because I find I often want it that way. And then I'm just going to go around. Oops. And go around. Did I get that well enough? Okay, this one side, I'm going to even that up just a bit. All right, so there we go. Oops. All right, and layer this right here. All right, now for the word in the center, the love word, that comes with this particular die set, what did I do with it? I have a piece of colored or white, more heavy-duty cardstock, and then I cut myself a piece of the bright pink, and I am going to glue those together. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and die cut that. Okay. I don't think I have to put a shim in there. I think it'll die cut it the first time. Let's see. They're looking pretty good. They're starting to sparkle. Okay, yeah, that did a pretty good job, I think. All right. It's kind of a delicate little thing, so. And remove that from the die. Whoops, I have one little part there that the glue didn't do. We'll add that back on. All right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop out all the centerpieces there. Oops. Okay, the first time I did this, I didn't have to fight with it quite so much. Oh, there, I didn't know that was all attached. One of my curly cues is not coming out. There we go. All right, just finish popping out all the innards there. A couple more here. All right, one more. All right, it's a very loopy letter. It's got lots of little pieces. All right, they all come off the back. Got one more over there. All right, I think we got them all. Okay, get rid of this stuff and I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, so this little word, it's in the bright pink, but I wanted it to have a little, I wanted it to be brighter. So we are going to come back with the vibrant fuchsia, and I'm just going to tap on this, making sure that I get the whole word. Now we're just going to go ahead and glue that into the center of our heart. Right in there. All right. Now on the back of this heart, I'm going to use a thicker foam tape than what I use for this piece. And I realized when we did this piece, I forgot to go around the edges. So before I forget again, let's do that real quick. And I am going to use the Vibrant Fuchsia. Now the bottom there, you're probably not going to see most of that. It's going to be under the heart, but this top edge we'll definitely see. All right. Stack those up. Okay. All right, I've got some other leaves here that I made in advance. We'll set those over, get rid of this die, and let's finish up our flowers. So for my flowers, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my golf tools here to put a nice wide hole in the big ones, because I'm going to put quite a few stamens into those. So I want that to be big enough to hold. And I'm really, all of my flowers are going to have, you know, a substantial amount of stamens. So I want my hole to be wide enough to handle that. Whoops. That one almost tore my flower. Didn't quite get in the center. All right. So for my stamens today, I'm going to use a couple of these large white ones, and let me grab the name of that for you. These are called the Rose Hip Stamens Large, and I keep mine in a little baggie because I've used quite a few of them. And then the others that I'm going to use, these pretty pink ones, come from the Bright Pearl Mediums. All right, and I'm going to do the two large ones first. And for the two large ones, I'm going to be adding the rose hip in. So turn this back on. And separate a few of these. Okay. Now, for my smaller ones that I'm going to use, I've got several of them already made. So I'm going to make like one of them for you, but I'm going to definitely make one of these because I don't have one that size, but I also have these already made from before. So some of these I will save out, and because I may use these on a different card and I may want different color stamens in there. So I'm not going to make all of those, but we will make these three. So I'm going to get at least 5 for my big ones here. And get them between my fingers and pull them so that they're even. Now right in the center, I'm going to take my rose hip one and I'm going to put it so that when these are folded up, they're kind of right at the right level, about like that. See, I don't want this to be way taller and I don't want it to be way shorter. So I'm doing it so just the height so that when it comes together, they're right about the same height. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I'm just taking that bottom wire and I'm twisting it around the other stamens. So I basically made myself. Now I'm going to take these and pull them up. See that? So it's like that. And they're all connected. Okay, so we're going to do that again. I need 2 of those. So I think I'm going to do a few more of the pink ones on the next one. I did 5 on that. I'm going to go ahead and do 6 on this one. I think I could have used another one. There we go. So again, just going to pull them so they're even. I've got one that's sticking up weird. There it goes. Okay. Just getting them so nice and even. And then right in the center, same thing. I'm going to to be about the same height. And now I'm twisting this bottom. Maybe I should have it over. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm taking that bottom wire and twisting it around the pink stamens so that they will come up next to. All right, didn't quite get those even. Let's see if I can, there we go. Okay. So that's all there is to it. And then you just kind of position them so they're around it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, take my glue gun, get these started in there. I go about halfway down and then fold it over so that I can hold it like that. Add a dollop of hot glue in there. And then pull it from the bottom and pull it through. Okay. And now I'm just going to set that aside to dry. Okay. Now once it kind of dries, you will have a chance to kind of move the little pink ones around so it kind of encircles the other one. But let's do that again here on this pink one. We'll slide it in, hold it over, add the hot glue, pull the petals out here, and then pull it through. And on this one, they really did all go to one side, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some of those over to the other side. There we go. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, we'll set that one down, and I just stuck my hand in the hot glue because that's how I roll. Okay, now I'm going to get, maybe another 5. I want them to be nice and full. Let's see, what have I got over here that's already out? There's some. And on these, I'm just going to pull them even. Oops. Maybe if I can find it. Okay, there we go. Pull them even. Use my fingernail to kind of hold that in the center. Pinch it together. Now you can put a wire around these, but I found I didn't really need to. So same thing, I'm just going to go ahead and put them through the bottom, but not all the way. And then I'm going to hold them to the side, add a little dollop of glue in there, and then pull from the bottom, just like that. Okay, now I'm just going to let that rest right there. Alright, I'm going to set these aside. Probably didn't need to make all these. I'm sorry I made you watch all that. So we've got our leaves. We've got our flowers. Let's start constructing this. So for this piece, I am going to use some thinner foam. It's about that thickness. Can you see the thickness? Pretty much just right here on either side. It's going to hang off the top of my card, so I don't want my foam to be all the way to the top. And there we go. And I'm going to position this about right here. It does hang off the top of the card and off either side. And if you notice in this die, there's like a heart shape right here, the top of a heart, and that's about where I'm going to position this piece. So I'm going to put some thicker foam on this one. I'll show it to you. It's a good twice as thick as the other one, because I want this piece to stand up taller than the back piece, but I did want that dimension. And again, I don't want to put that too high up. In fact, this one side I may have put a little too high up. Move that down to there. There we go. Because you want these pieces, you want these pieces to be able to go up on the other piece. So we don't want it to be so high that we can't fit that in there. All right, there we go. Now we're just going to add our florals. So hopefully my glue gun is still hot. And I found that I like to position my leaves around first. And I'm going to cut these leaves apart so that I have more choices on where I want to put them. All right, I wanted some kind of right over here. And on my first card, I realized I covered up a lot of my silver decorative piece. So on this time, I wanted to try to leave those a little more, have this pretty piece down here a little more visible than I did last time. So we're just going to start adding our leaves. Whoops, put my glue on the wrong side. It's all right, a flower is going to be on top of that. Okay. And let's go ahead and start adding these. Now, I like to add my two largest flowers first, so I'm going to cut the stem off of that. And add my glue to that piece. Kind of right about right there. Right. I'm going to put this one slightly lower right beside it. And this little bit larger one is going to go right here where I added that hot glue on the leaf. Okay, now from here I'm just going to kind of start filling in. And I think this little tinier leaf that came off the top of that, it's the top section, the too small. So I'm going to put it kind of up here, tucking it back behind my rose. And I am going to put a small flower up there. Trim these off again. Right there. Oops. I think this smaller one might go down in here, and we'll put one of these smaller flowers. And these bigger ones maybe right up in here. No rhyme or reason here, you're just putting them where you like them. Whoops, and see, I covered that up. I forgot. And I'll use this larger pink one. Fuchsia, I should say. Whoops. And my little leaf went under the heart instead of on top. There we go, I want that on top. Go on down. Excuse me. I felt that coming. All right. I think we'll add this one and a few more down in here, just tucking them in. I think my glue gun needs another stick. I'm going to kind of tuck this one kind of down in there. Go. And I think one more over in here. About like that. See if we can get just a little more glue out of there. Yeah, not much. Okay. It's got glue in it. It just needs another stick so it can push it down. There we go. All right. A few flowers left over. Grab my other ones. So there are my 2 of my Valentine cards this year. I really like how this turned out. The flowers are just really striking in person. I hope they show up as well on the camera, but that glitter is just gorgeous, and the shine there, you can see it. And I even thought about I might make a little banner maybe that says Happy Valentine's Day that comes from this flower maybe, or I'll stamp it on the inside. I haven't decided yet. But there's my wild rose and Valentine heart card. And I'll go ahead and switch my camera back. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, I love it when you leave your comments. I'm going to look into seeing if I can go live on a very specific day so that maybe we'll be able to chat in person again. But until then, do leave your comments, and I'll always try to say hello and give me a thumbs up. That helps so much. So, all right, have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy making Valentine cards. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.